Hi guys, today we're going to be solving quadratic equation. Right, so there are three best methods for solving a quadratic equation. The first one is there's a first factoring method, and there's square root property, and there's a quadratic formula. So in a quadratic equation problem that are given here below, you're gonna use any of these three methods to solve these problems, right? So let us first look at the first one. You are giving s squared plus 2x minus 3. As you can see there, you must ask yourself is that can I factorize this? Yes. Can I factorize it? Then there's no need for you to use a square root property and quadratic formula. So let us factorize it. So what are the factors? So we're gonna check here. What are the factors of what are the factors here? Let's check 3 first. If you say 3 times 1, then there's 3. And you only have 3 and 1. Simple. And x here. Because this one is plus, you always take the sign of a greater number. So this is plus here and minus here. And we have factors. So this one can be factorized. Yes. Then you say all this is equal to 0. Then you say x minus 1 is equal to 0. Or x plus 3 is equal to 0. And this is equal to 1. And x is equal to negative 3. Then what that? And the next one, again you check if you can factorize it or square root. You can use the square root property or quadratic formula. So the second one, as you can see, there's a binomial here. So we can use a square root property because there is a square here. So to remove the square, we put square root. Put the square root both sides. I think you know that rule, guys. You put the square root both sides. There is this rule that says if the square root here is squared, put the square root, you get a. This rule. So that's what we are going to that's what we are going to apply here. Right. So if you say square root x minus 7 squared, then you get x minus 7 equal to, what is the square root of 81? So say square root of 81. What is the square root of 81? Is plus or minus negative 9. So here now you're gonna transpose 7. You're gonna transpose 7, and maybe positive. Then you're gonna say x minus 9 plus 7, or x plus 9 plus 7. Then your answer for minus 9 plus 7 is gonna be plus 9 plus 7, gonna be negative 2, and x for plus 9 plus 7 is gonna be 16. then you are done. Yes, and let's do that one. And the third one, and you're gonna go back to your methods that I've given you. Is either you factorize or square root. You use a square root property or quadratic formula. So first, this one you must first simplify it to be in a quadratic equation form. So I must first this one to be in a quadratic equation form. Then all is equal to 0. So as you can see now, it's in a quadratic equation form. Yes. Okay, let's see. So this one, can we factorize this one? There are any factors? Factors for 14. There's a 14 times 1 and 7 times 2. So if I say 7 times 2, if I say 3 times 7, if I say 3 times 7, 3 times 7 is 21. 3 times 7 is 21. And again, if I say 2 times 3, let me say 2 times 3, that's 21. It means there are no factors for this. So if there are no factors for this, then we can use factoring. And again, and there's no binomial, as we can see here. Maybe we can root this. We can put a square root on this, but we can use a quadratic formula for this one. And normally in grade 12 papers, they always give a hint that says correct this into 2 decimal places. That tells you that you must use a quadratic formula. Okay, so in this case, you must take out A and B and C, right? So that's what we're gonna do. Our A here, our coefficient of A is 3, and B, and don't forget to take coefficient together with the sign, right? It's B, and our coefficient C, our C is a constant, so our C is 14. Then you put a quadratic formula that says negative B plus or minus square root B minus 4A all over 2A. So instead of B, I'm going to put negative 2, negative 2,